What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm Abe, this is EVE Online, and we're going to talk about picking up lost and abandoned drones. So, I guess we could also maybe talk about what I think is called booshing. I don't really know a ton about it, but, you know, we can get into it. But one step at a time. So, if you want to find lost drones, they're everywhere. And it might be worth just loading into a basic exploration ship, loading it up with an expanded probe launcher. You don't need anything special. I'm just using Tech 1, the probe launcher, Tech 1 combat scanner probes, and you need combat scanner probes, not core scanner probes. I've got a micro warp drive just to get around quicker, a scan range finding array just to help my scan strength, and a couple small gravity capacitor upgrade ones just to help my base scan strength. So how does this work? It's very similar to scanning down, you know, like basic exploration sites. So right now we're seeing that there are no cosmic anomalies or signatures in this area of space. And if I use D-scan, I'll see that there are a bunch of wrecks here in this area of space. And we can actually scan. Let's see. Can we scan for drones? Yeah, maybe not. All right. We're not seeing any drones, but we are seeing wrecks. So if I launch my probes, we'll just do that there. We could do it up here. Doesn't matter. We can start it at the center of this little solar system here. And there are 24 people in this system. I would guess that, yeah, we got a sleeping dog down here. Alright, so there's a bunch of Athenors, control towers, deployables, drone. There we go. And up here, you just make sure that you have the little box checked for drones and charges. So there's a bunch of NPCs, but what we're interested in is drones. So we'll drop this down a little bit, bring it up here to the item that we are interested in, and see if we can't track down some drones. Now, these may be drones that are in use, and if that's the case, that is why the fit has a relatively quick align time and why I chose to use a nanofiber structure and an inertial stabilizer to keep my align time down to 3.17 seconds. Because you'll warp in and there'll be a bunch of enemies there, and then you'll decide maybe that you're at great danger because you're squishy as hell. And if that's the case, then you want to get out of there quickly before things target and kill you. So, alright, so we've got a couple drones on scan here. It may be that there's just somebody flying around in a Gila, or a Gila, I'm sorry. And they only can control 2 drones. Alright. And we'll just try to get a little bit closer. I suspect that they are both in the same place and not, you know, one over here and one over here. Mostly people don't abandon drones. Hey, look at that. Federation Navy hammerheads. Alright, well, let's see. So, if you are capable of flying one of these covert ops ships with a covert ops cloak, you can do this and be cloaked up and people don't know that you've shown up and looked at their drones greedily like, but you know, you could just do it as an alpha like I'm doing it and not have a cloak at all, in which case, alright, look at this. Wrecks and drones. Alright, well, let's scoop that baby. And let's scoop that one as well. Alright, so that was nice. Earlier, in the previous video, I found 5 Tech 2 hobgoblins. But these are worth quite a bit more. So those 2 drones are worth as much as all of those others combined. So, alright, that's pretty great. Now, if I wanted to, these are all small wrecks, so there's not a lot of salvage here. But if I wanted to, I could, you know, target this one that's near me, set my salvager on it, and feel really good about myself. Now, the only problem is if you find really expensive drones and you then spend time hanging around in that area of space, someone may come back for their drones and find you there, and then make a reasonable request of you to return them. Now, this is Eve, so you don't have to return them, but food for thought. All right, so we found some drones there. That was really fortuitous, and we could scan over and around these gates if we're curious. Well, let's make it a little bit bigger. Boom, there we go. And see if we can't find anything else. And I'll turn on my micro warp drive and just go flying off into the wild blue. Okay, Athenors, Astra House, control towers, deployables, no drones. All right, so there are some ships here, though. We could scan those down if we so desired. Warp scrambling batteries, yeah. I'm not that interested, though. I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to head on over to Savala and scan in there. And this is basically what it is. So my suggestion, much like salvaging, finding sites where you can do, salvage in your destroyer or whatever it is you're deciding to salvage in. If you go and find where people are running level 4 security missions, this is going to be combat missions, or if you find a system where a lot of anomalies spawn and people are always coming and running anomalies there, you're going to have, no drones there. You're going to have an easier time finding abandoned drones, because people get in over their heads and they warp out of a site and they leave their drones behind, and it's just kind of how it goes. So let's see here. Let's turn this on. We'll drop these. And so you want to find places where people are running missions. And how do you do that? Well, if you just look for level 4 security missions in factions that people you think would want to run missions for. In my case, I chose SOE, or the Sisters of Eve, because I personally run missions out there, and I know a lot of people do. And then you find where the level 4 agents are that are in high sec, but in the lowest security portion of high sec as possible. Looks like deployable. Look at all these drones. Look at that. All right, so let's track these down. While I talk, I will scan, theoretically, if I am capable of multitasking in such a way. But yeah, so you want to find factions and corporations that people are going to want to run missions for. Loyalty points will get them faction ammo, like Republic Fleet. Projectile ammunition is a popular thing. Sisters of Eve ships, like the Astero, the Stratios, the Nestor, are all... Okay, so I would guess that this Gnosis, those are his drones. Although... Yeah, you could be snooty if you're in it for the money. You could only go and pick up Tech 2 or better drones. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you're doing this for the money, I would guess. And might as well make a little. So, yeah, Sisters of Eve, they sell the Astero, the Stratios, the Nestor. They sell core probe launchers, combat expanded launchers that are boosted and faction, and the probes themselves. So let's see. So as we drilled into this, see this? We've got a cruiser and we've got drones. So I would guess that these drones belong to that cruiser. And when we show up to grab these, I'm also going to guess that they're faction drones, because there's only 2 of them. That it'll be a Gila or a Gnosis or something. Yep, Vespa 2. All right, well, let's warp in and see what they are. And be ready to get the hell out of there. So they're very close to this Garista's refuge. But yeah, pick a place where people are running level 4 missions and just start scanning around for drones. And be ready that when you warp into an area, that you're going to likely, if you find drones that are actively being used. Yeah, see, these are abandoned. There might be a lot of enemies there. And if that's the case, you're going to have to get the hell out of there real quick like. So if you can warp to 0, scoop to cargo hold, and then get out before everything attacks you. That's usually the goal. It may be too hot for you to get in there, so bookmark it and then come back later. Maybe they'll have given up on the mission. Maybe they'll have come back and grabbed their drones. I don't know. It's worth checking out. Now, if you're in null space, I think I've never done this, and I don't know anybody who does, so I apologize if this sounds terribly ignorant, but booshing, I believe, is the act of showing up and, let's just look over here, and basically stealing someone's drones out from under them. So this person has a kill right open on them. So if you're in null and you're in a place where people are mining with their Rorks, you can make a ton of money doing this. And excavator drones sell for almost $1 billion each. So if you can somehow, and I don't know the mechanic behind this. I don't know if you just show up, fly up to their drone, and scoop it to your cargo hold, and that'll do the trick. I don't know. But if it's that simple, I would guess that there are ships and fits that you should be using for this. Finding Rorks is not all that hard, so maybe you don't need a special scanning ship. That's a Tech 1 Wasp. I don't know that I care enough. So let's just jump on to the next place. Wait a minute. Let me pull my drones back in, or my probes back in. But yeah, you may be able to do this. There's a guy who posted on Reddit about how he had made hundreds of billions of ISK just doing this with AFK miners. People who set up their excavator drones and just kind of go and watch Netflix or whatever. And he's just flying in. I thought booshing was like you fly in. It's like when you bump somebody, you fly into their drones and you knock it out of their control range, and then you go and you pick it up. But it may just be that if people don't pull their drones in fast enough, you can just grab them if you fly up to them. I don't know. So that is an incredibly lucrative opportunity for people who are into that sort of thing. I guess I need to launch the probes. And yeah, we'll just center it on our system here. And yeah, so that's how to scan down and find lost drones. And as you can see, I salvaged a little bit, but I've made. Did I not? No, I did scoop them. About 7.5 million ISK in this period of time. And look at all these drones. Must be a lot of people running missions here. So we'll just do one more search and see if we can't find something worthwhile. And we'll go from there. But yeah, if you have any questions, by all means hit me up. If you yourself are a boosher, let me know how you do that. Because $1 billion a pop, like, you can pay for a lot of booshing ships with that kind of money. So those are cosmic signatures, and these are the drones somewhere in here. Yeah, we'll try that again. Yeah, it'd be interesting to learn. At any rate, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see what I can do about answering them. And if I've made any egregious errors, please have patience, and I'm happy to learn, but I don't really enjoy interacting with assholes, and I will block your comment if you are coming across as such. So I don't apologize for that. You got to clean your own space. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.